Well, hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. For today's episode, we're going to be looking at the Gundam Universe figures, specifically the G3. That's a Target exclusive. It's really just a repaint, but it just looks so good, so we'll get into it. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe, but also join our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. But yeah, let's get started. All right, and here we go. The G3 Gundam Universe figure. So what's cool is that this is a Target exclusive. It's really neat that a US domestic retail store and something as popular as Target has these Target exclusives we've seen recently within the Gundam line, like not just the Gundam Universe, but also the Gunpla. There's that high grade, like America version of an RX-78-2. And you know what? I like the Gundam Universe figures in general. I don't really collect them too much. I do have like a unicorn because I wanted to check out how cool that would be. I do have the original RX-78-2, and I even panel lined that. I have the Sazabi, which actually I will be showing off a lot of in this video. This guy is quite the chonkster here. And retails for $40. Got it at a discount. I'll get to that in a little bit. But if you're familiar with the articulation is there. This is all the articulation you're going to need from an action figure. I mean, it even, to a degree, rivals maybe the Robot Spirits figures, but I think what's cool about this is it's very solid. It feels less like it would break than a Robot Spirits, even though I think the Robot Spirits are of higher quality. But just taking a quick look here, I love the design of the head. That's a great looking RX Gundam head. You know, there's many interpretations of it, but I think that thing sticks, and the proportions look great. I love the kind of real tight markings we're getting. Not only do we have a G3 on the chest, but if you look over on that left shoulder on your right, we have those 3 lines there. That's not something I'm familiar with. That might just be specifically on this, or if it's on the G3 in general, I've missed it. But yeah, looking at the rest of it, this is the exact same sculpt, you know, as the original RX-78-2. You know, something that this line does really well is be pretty sturdy and feel like it's not going to break. I did have one break, though. I have the EZ8, and the antenna easily broke off, but that's just from letting my son play with it. But in the package, you not only get the shield with the little shield connector and the gun, the 2 beam sabers here, but you get the beam saber blades. You get 2 additional hands, which I love any action figure that comes with additional hands. These are closed fists. I mean, it goes very well if you want to have a standing pose where there's not something in the hand. That way it kind of gives off a more realistic look than a hand just sitting there open and odd. Yeah. But also the connector for the for a base. You know, it's just weird. You know, why not just have a hole built in there like some Robot Spirits, even Gunpla? It's weird how sometimes they come with connector pieces, sometimes not. I mean, it might as well just be a hole in there, right? Am I wrong there? No, but also I wanted to talk a little bit about this Sazabi. So this was also from Target, huge box. When you see this in the stores, it's huge. It's priced at $40, which honestly seems reasonable. I gotta admit, seems reasonable for how much plastic you're getting and the fact that these funnels or bits actually come out, which is a nice, neat little surprise. It even has the thrusters on the back that move. No shield, but I have the Robot Spirits version, and I could attach a shield there, but let's compare those two. All right, a lot here on this desk. Give me a second to get this open. All right, and here is a look at the Robot Spirits version. Now, one thing, and I happen to have some weird fascination with this, if you guys have watched some of my other videos where I call things out, is artist interpretations of certain suits. Because I find it fascinating. Like, you know, I like the consistency that UC has in general, but sometimes when you get a physical, collectible interpretation of a suit, whether that's a model kit form like a Gunpla, Robot Spirits, or some other line like Gundam Universe, there's always little things here and there that make it different. And it's like, well, why? Does that then change what the specs would be differently on a suit? But actually, we can see here that, you know, while the Robot Spirits in hand feels like a higher quality figure, the Gundam Universe feels like it not only much more massive, but that I don't have to worry about this breaking at all. and if we look closely, it's just very interesting to see even the heads. Let me zoom in more. So even look at the helmets. Look how different they are from each other, and they almost give off like a different vibe. And again, some people might not even care about little differences. And honestly, most of the time I don't, but I'm just fascinated where they design it. And they're like, well, we won't make it specifically to the specifications. We'll just kind of, mess around and do an interpretation. So what's neat about that, though, is you can decide what you think is the figure that's more for you. While I would prefer to have a Robot Spirits, I for some reason don't like this. And if you've seen my Char's Counterattack mobile suit tier list, you can kind of get an impression that I'm not the biggest fan of some of the suits in that show, especially from the mainline characters. And so that could be part of it. But here's the funny thing. This goes for $40. This, you're still going to pay, I think, $60 to $80. Now, it really depends if you're getting it domestically or you're getting it by importing it, because then there's the shipping. Oh, and something else I just realized, this also has the hole built into the bottom for the stand. So interesting that they did that with this one. But it was on clearance for $20, and I even walked in the store, saw it on clearance for $20. I was like, should I grab it? I was like, nah, I don't really like the suit that much, even to get the Gundam Universe version. I went back in a week later, it was $11.99. And I'm like, you know what? For $11.99, I think it's worth checking out, talking about it, to see what you guys think. But it is, again, interesting to see the size differences. I just recently did a review of the Robot Spirits GM Snipers, so I'll put it side by side so you can kind of see the scale in general when it comes to Robot Spirits versus Gundam Universe, and then I'll have the HCM Pro here too, to kind of get an idea of the look there. Anyway, there you have it. Just a quick look at the Gundam Universe figures. Again, not necessarily the line that I want to collect, but sometimes they look good, and the fact that they're made in a way to where they don't break that easily. I think they're going to be very sturdy. If you have younger ones that you want to show them some cool Gundam robots or play with them, I guess they're perfect for that too, because even though they start at $25, you'll see that things like Marvel Legends, even Black Series figures have been increasing in price too, or some of them really just come out to $25. So this is really in line, and they are a bit bigger in scale to those figures as well. So guys, let me know what you think below in the comments. Do you collect these Gundam Universe figures? Is there any specific Gundam Universe figures I should talk about, or any aspects I should talk about that I've missed on? Let me know in the comments below. Also, check the links. Again, big shout out to the supporters that make everything here possible. And also in our Discord, we have a lot of fun in there talking about Gundam stuff. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk later. Robot Spirits.